Afternoon Collective. Man, I don't know how I'm going to get these videos out over Christmas. I have nothing but time. The internet here is sickly slow. It disconnects every couple minutes, restarts. It takes freaking 30 minutes to upload like a 5-minute video. For one that's an hour, it might take 3 to 5 hours to do. Oh, it's just disgusting. Let's see. Actually brought my stand. So let's see here. Come on. Work with me here. All right. Well, this is going to be called Pillars of the Community. And, well, I was thinking about how, normally we think of, like, for instance, I played the bad cop on talking about this in the past because I want to illuminate different aspects. So I was bringing, all kinds of strange news, like as if I'm going against everyone or the one, trying to cause trouble, and that's not it at all. So, like, for instance, police, they're pillars of the community, and so are preachers. And both of them have their job when they were in their uniform and they're in their house or their car or on duty, And then when they're off duty, they still have those positions, but it's, it is what it is. Well, in the age of, in Aquarius, where we're at, it's about each individual rising up from the muck and cleansing themselves to become the pillars within a society, rather than, oh, well, I want to be the mayor one day, and so then you go on that track record and you climb up to be the mayor, or whatever. I want to be a cop, so then you work your way up to the chief of police. But then you're missing all the experience you needed to get the inverted experience. Like, to be a good cop, you had to actually have been in the underworld part of it, so that you have the empathy for the people who are there, at the same time as you understand the confines of the law and its purpose. And overall, your duty is to protect everyone and not be about necessarily your self-interest. Or, well, this is my duty, my badge, So it's gonna be my way. Because that's the old Capricornian way of holding power in limitation. And we need people who've gone through it all and then enter into those positions. That's why everything I've done is right here. To be a pillar of the community, who's sneaking with somebody else's wife? Or, like the mayor's like smoking a crack pipe and trying to hide it. Like, no, you climb all the way up through it, and that crack pipe gets left behind before you get there. If you ever cheated, that got left behind way before you ever got in that position, and it ain't never gonna happen again. Otherwise, then you have people who have power that haven't earned it. They've earned it within their degree, but they're half and half, in the sense of, yeah, I'm a pillar community, but I'm a human being, and so, well, I stray. I'm a judge, but I drink in the morning before I come to work because I can't stand my job, and then I sentence people for DUIs. And I know of one, so that's why I brought that up. Not around here, but. And so it's about building an entire life to become and being that coalescing pillar of spirituality, of order, and already maintained the chaos within, and having seen all the facets of society, and knowing the true value of each person and of the parts and pieces of the system, which is busted, though it moves around like a shadow, looming down upon everyone where, well, you can't attack it. There's nothing to attack. But then it has little robots that come out and go in the streets and pick people up and bring them back in. But those people don't even have to show up to court necessarily. And they're just going out, gathering the bags up for somebody else to preside over. But they weren't there. They got pieces of evidence as it was chopped up along the way, and so on and so forth. Now, it needs to be a straight run. That's where I'm at. So, having said that, this probably about an hour reading. So, just 2 short passages as we're getting through the Kabbalah here. This page is called Ripples. Thought reveals itself only through contemplating a little without content, contemplating sheer spirit. The contemplation is imperfect, you understand. Then you lose what you have understood. Like pondering a thought, the light of that thought suddenly darkens, vanishes, then it returns and shines and vanishes again. No one can understand the content of that light. It is like the light that appears when water ripples in a bowl, shining here, suddenly disappearing, then reappearing somewhere else. You think that you have grasped the light, when suddenly it escapes, radiating elsewhere. It's funny because I was just watching somebody do a divination with water. You pursue it, hoping to catch it, but you cannot. You cannot bring yourself to leave. You keep pursuing it. It is the same with the beginning of emanation. As you begin to contemplate it, it vanishes, then reappears, you understand, and it disappears. Even though you do not grasp it, do not despair. The source is emanating, spreading. And then mental attachment. In meditation, everything depends on thought. If your thought becomes attached to any created thing, even something unseen or spiritual, higher than any earthly creature, it is as if you were bowing down to an idol on your hands and knees. I don't know. I just have to say it. The first thing that came to mind is people praying to Jesus as an idol. Well, think of that what you will. He wouldn't want that. So now we'll pull some coins based upon that thought there, I guess. Because I got 11 decks here with me. The 3 of them are tarot. Just see what wants to come through in our time about pillars of community. We got here 7. 7. 8. That's the exact same as yesterday so far. Okay, let's change. 8. 8. Now, damn changing line on the end. Only we got 6 instead of 9 today. Let's see here. All right. Let's see what that brings us to. We got wind upon the earth, 20. And we have thunder, on the sky, 34. And we'll do like we did yesterday. We'll add them up and get a third. It's 54. Makes me think of Mars this morning in retrograde. Is at 5 degrees, 4 minutes. Any minute now, probably by the end of the reading, it'll be at 5 degrees and 1 minute retrograde. Pluto's at 42 minutes. All right. 20. We have observing is the mode coming from. Into the power of greatness. Yesterday, I believe it was the other way around. Started with what's that? I don't know. It's about the small. What's 54? Ooh, a young woman going to marry. Man, I'm liking this one. Okay, let's see what we got to read here. Observing the ablution. I don't know what that word is. ablution. Ablution. Before the presentation of the offering, there is sincerity that is reverential. The greater observed on high, harmonious and gentle, showing the world balance and uprightness. Observing the ablution before the presentation of the offering, there is sincerity that it is reverent. Those below observe and are influenced thereby. Showing the spiritual way of nature, the 4 seasons do not vary. When sages use the spiritual way to set up education, the whole world follows. When traveling over the earth symbolizes observation, ancient kings examined the regions and and observed the people to set up education. The power of greatness benefits the true. The power of greatness is powerful. It is powerful because of strong action. The power of greatness benefits the true, that is, if the greatness is correct. Make greatness right, and the conditions of heaven and earth can be seen. Thunder is up in the sky, representing the power of greatness. Whatever is improper, cultured people avoid doing. Going along kind of with what I said previously. And then a young woman going to marry. For a young woman going to marry, an expedition bodes ill, with nothing gained. Marriage is an important matter for heaven and earth. If heaven and earth do not commune, nothing flourishes. Marriage is an end and a beginning for people. When she acts because of attraction, the one who is married is an immature girl. Right, because there needs to be experience, depth, understanding, and a desire for growth and integration, dynamic to be set up and be a part of a relationship, like the twin strands of the DNA. If it's just based upon attraction, well, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny. And at the same time, then it leads to the other kind of possibility, and a common thing in relationship to that is then she wants to be under his wing. But man's got to fucking bear everything anyway. And she could just be like, he hit me, and then 10 guys want to kill him. Or, you know, he touched me. Oh, now he's going to jail for rape, you know. Like, a man's got the tiniest little fucking space he could stand in. And at any point, anybody could knock him down for any fucking reason. That's why it's better to be transparent like this. Who's hiding shit? An expedition bodes ill because it is out of place. Nothing is gained, for the weak rides on the strong. That's what I'm saying, see? Right, and exactly what I said here. Culture people know what is wrong by reflecting on lasting results. So, yeah, the young woman part. So we're looking for maturity in all things. Sending a breakdown here. I don't normally read the breakdown for you because we're kind of synapsing it in simplicity. But the first one, so that was saying it bodes ill. But then in the breakdown, when a young woman goes to marry, becomes a junior wife, the lame can walk and it bodes well to go on. Meaning that that means she is constant. The good fortune of the lame walking means mutual assistance. And so it's building of a relationship to begin with and supporting each other, even though there's no guarantees. So that's founded in a lasting representation of love and support, a foundation. It's beneficial to be steadfast and true as a recluse, in the sense of unvarying constancy. For a young woman going to marry, to do so with expectations means being in a position that is not yet appropriate. Yeah, which that's funny, because that's what everyone's trained to be about. She's like, if I get with this guy, then he's got this and this and this. And they're already setting up for failure. Because a relationship doesn't have shit to do with all that other stuff. I mean, it's part of it, but it's nothing there. Yeah, it's about two souls mingling, two bodies working together and following a path like train tracks where equidistant apart, ties set up equally, and there's no end to it. So whether we're going over the mountains, we're in the plains, whatever the case goes, bridge, got to go together. Even if you have to cut the caboose or whatever, the engine's got to keep going. Because the engine's more important than the cargo. Because the cargo can, well, some robbers jump on the train. Sometimes it's best cut the losses. Otherwise, you sacrifice everything just to hold on to that little shiny. Better escape through lives together. Because that's how a relationship should be. Like, for instance, how a woman has been taught to, oh, well, these are my kids, and I'm going to use them as a crutch, and as, well, I did my life's duty, I got my kids. I'm done. And if I want to, I'll use them against him and my parents, and use them as an excuse to get out of work and blah, 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 blah. And I had a first thought to that I wanted to wrap it to. But when it comes down to it, the husband and the wife, that's the unit. The children, that's great. So you grew a garden, but you don't fucking sacrifice your spouse to keep the heirloom tomatoes. Children are important, but it's that which is older and more mature and already found the balance and already created the connection that is of true value. You can't sacrifice it for a child. That's why they do it back. Oh, do it all for the kids. Do it all for the kids. Do it all for the kids. No. That's why we have a bunch of entitled, lazy, uneducated people in society based upon every day's Christmas. It's all for free. Just, if you don't have it, just go ask the system. Just go ask mom, dad. Go ask your buddy. Just borrow it from the bank. Just borrow, 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 borrow. Where's the give? Where's the structure we're building? You can always make another kid. Sounds cruel, but there's plenty of kids out there to be adopted. And kids aren't property. Especially not by the one that they came out of. And that sounds cruel, but the mother has the least amount of responsibility, even if she gives the most responsibility to them. Because she leans on the children, she leans on the husband, she leans on the parents, she leans on the system. She has all the money, she has the sexy body and can get anybody else. And so she's actually on the cross. And the one that has to really walk the straight line. And so if she needs a husband, they can do that shit too. Or if one of them goes a little crooked, well, they got to go together and guide each other back. But there's no control like, oh, well, you do this and that back and forth shit. No. One cannot stand above the other. I'm highly experienced in that. Marriage. We get Othala. He looks like a fish. Shows a homestead. As we're talking about family. Pillars of community. Inheritance, home, and family heritage. Well, pull from as many decks on this as we have time for without interruptions. Since I'll probably have it trying to upload this for the next 6 hours. And then I'll get home and it'll be done in 5 minutes. The hiccups. I had a whole bag of salad. Yeah, a whole bag of salad. And I didn't have any salad dressing, so I had a salsa. You know, I'm already good about brushing my teeth. Damn, I brush my teeth like 6 times a day now. I took an antibiotic this morning. My teeth doesn't hurt as bad. It just finally, right when I was eating that salad, finally it must have kicked in. Thank God. The tooth's got to survive a couple weeks. Hopefully they'll let me do a payment plan. Otherwise, I'm fucking dead. I have to go back to this place and be like, well, I guess you're going to have to pull it. Fucking, I'll chew there. And I have one over here that the filling came out of. And so I haven't been able to chew on this side of my mouth since at least 2 years. Well, I've been trying to fucking get this shit together so we can move forward. So, yeah. I just need 2 little holes fixed so I can use my mouth when I have great teeth. That'd be a Christmas miracle. Somebody just take care of my dental. And normally, in the past, what I would do is I'd have care credit. Well, my credit got all fucked up during COVID, and I got ripped off a few times, and whatever. And so I like this credit card debt. I mean, if somebody with real money, it ain't that much. But I don't even have anything at the end of every month. So my care credit got canceled, I guess. So I can't put it on and make payments. So I'm just like being fucking cinched down to a fucking bead. Just carrying the whole fucking world for nothing. I mean, it's not for nothing. But I mean, I'm not getting taken care of, you know. I'm taking care of everyone else and everything else and doing the best to take care of myself, minus any support. that makes a difference in my life. So let's see. Give us a Divine Feminine card. As I'm speaking of my body, and we got Sappho, the poetess. I love every inch of my body. And I love the women in my life fiercely. Sounds like something Josh would say. And, I don't use a book very often. Let's see what the book's got to say about Sappho. 182. She embodies the deep love, admiration, the sensuality that exists between women. It is believed she was born around 630 BCE in the Greek Isle of Lesbos. So it exists between women. But technically, every physical body is feminine. So between body and body, see, that's the weird thing where they're like, oh, are you, what's gay, lesbian, whatever. And really the desire to be like, oh, well, I only like girls. See, these are mental, these are ego constructs based upon bad or good experiences or fear that have a foundation of some inner trauma. Mostly. So yeah, bodies love bodies. I mean, everybody likes to be touched. If you got your eyes closed, I mean, honestly, for the most part, you can't really tell. I mean, but I'm straight. She was referring to the antiquity of the 10th muse and the poetess, just as Homer was referred to as the poet. Fill the goblet up. These laughing lips shall kiss the brim. Come, Venus, come. Okay. So there's a community. The poetess. This is the first oracle deck I ever got when I visited my dad, the one time I ever met him. Angels and ancestors. But I don't know, I call this my masculine deck, since the other one's the Divine Feminine. Those are my only two strictly oracle decks. I call this my dad deck, and then one my mom deck. Even though almost always I pull women out of this deck too. Just got women on the brain. Not this time. We got the sage. We get the poet and the sage. With inheritance, home, and family heritage. And that's very good. Men should be devoted and committed and grounded in their sagecy. And women, naturally, are inspirational. Their voice, their body, just something about feminine nature. So those are good parents. It's a good parentage to have in this reading. Let's see if there's something to pull out of the book here real quick. Sage. 60. Yeah. Be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you could possibly be. Goes back to the beginning of this reading. Devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you are not only a body but also a soul is all you need to continue growing and expanding. Make note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you're going to share those teachings one day too. And every single person has a sage within. What's going on here? Pause. I guess we'll continue on. I hate if I leave for 5 minutes and it'll start this video over, and I'll have to have a 2-part reading for us. That's how it is. All right. Energy. Hey, and both of those start with S. We have SOS. Sapo, Othala, Sage. I'll drop us 5 cards. We'll take them. We got another S. Serenity. The boon of silence is tranquility. State of being calm, peaceful, and untroubled. A clear coast or conscience. Cancer and Aries. The peach color variety. Oh shit, I got 6 of them. I'm only gonna take 2 of them, because the other 4 were exactly in our last reading. Profundity, nobility, depth, and continuity. That's interesting. So we got thrift. A penny saved is a penny earned. Using money and other resources carefully and not wastefully. Taurus and Aries once again. All right. Pull an Egyptian guide to go with our inheritance and our home and our leading brother and sister, or mother and father, the sage and the poetess. Then we need an ancient. Is Bastet. Choosing the last one somebody knew. Can't pull the, it's like everywhere I look, I see 2 or 3 numbers everywhere I go. Even the people that check in, born 1951, their credit card and numbers is 351. Then, well, on the wall here, our license here, I'm at Hotel 51B. On our computer here, it has 50133. Then, frickin' is everywhere. The church sign out front, their phone number is 0510. Like, I'm fucking cornered by one aspect. Everywhere I go, there I am. Yeah, right. No, I'm right here. I don't know what all that other shit is. And 51 was a girl. Damn. I have 1 million kids already. And if 313 was my dad, I'd be the richest man in the world. We got Hathor, which is interesting because Bastet is another aspect of intelligence. The cow goddess. They honored her with a, is it pronounced cistern? It's a wand that has plates on it, like tambourine, and shake it as you walk for rituals. She's a good place to balance home and our intelligence with that white calf. All right. Well, give us 2 changing cards here. What I find is these cards of the I Ching are numbered and labeled differently than the book. I guess everybody needs to make up their own system, right? Especially if you're shuffling cards, well, it's that card. It doesn't matter if it's different than the other card. And if somewhere else it says something else, that's the card you pull right now, so it doesn't really matter when it comes down to it. But it does. I mean, it has to have its own continuity within its own deck. Ah, should I ask for 2? Give me 5. Well, these 2 fell off. Let's see here. Yeah. This is too much shit. Give me 2. You do that to me, I'll pull myself. And this one, and this one. We have the Great Taming. Not eating at home, good fortune. Well, I told you I had a salad at work. And I'm not going to be going home for, well, I decided I'm going home tonight. If nothing else, upload my videos, finish packing, bring the girls to work tomorrow. Taming means building up and controlling natural resources and nurturing their growth with an eye on what can be achieved in the future. Steady persistence over time will yield good results. You can now move beyond mere survival. Nourish yourself on the new experiences and allow your gifts to be of greater service. How can you make the most of the potential, and how would it be to master this? That's very important when we're talking about being pillars of society, and we're led by some good, powerful figures. And serenity and thrift. We got wisdom and art and intelligence, balancing it in the middle. This one came inverted, but it came with Great Taming, and this one's, see, we got 26 and we got 626. This one's arguing. There's truth and confidence blocked. It came out backwards. But this is the taming of finding a balance when everyone has their own aspects and points that they want highlighted in a home or in a society, you know. Vigilant and centered, good fortune. Ending, pitfall. Fruitful to see great people. It's interesting, this one says fruitful to cross great rivers. It says fruitless to cross great rivers. To cross the great river, yeah. And fruitful to cross the great river. More on the cross. It's balance. What are you arguing for? If you can't win this one, what else can you do? Things are not as they should be, so you argue for what you need. Sustenance, to be believed, or for justice. But in defiant frustration, the creative flow is blocked. I see why this is upside down, because it's not this. But it's something to keep in mind when we're dealing with more than one. Open your heart to the potential for change and higher perspective. Consult with someone wiser or outside the conflict. That's my position. At the same time as I consult everybody. Eyes and ears everywhere. I got no technology, no drones, none of that shit. It's got me. And all those that want to spy, follow me around the hotel, my house, whatever, all the time. Or here. I mean, there's nothing to see that's not willing to be revealed. You got a planet. That house. Oh shit. Stuff up. This side. Okay. We're getting Cancer again. We got Mars, who I brought up right away. In Cancer. In the 6th house. Energize your feelings to be of service to others. Talking about pillars of the community. And that's in the spiritual. In the mental, confront attitudes from the past about what is good for us. That's what we're doing every day. That's what this work is. In these discussions. In the physical, force yourself to use your intuition and your work. Right. Dedication. In many aspects. Okay? Wonderful. You know, Mars is Aries, and Aries came up in both in Thrift and Serenity, and then we got Mars here, and I brought up Mars at the very beginning of this because it came out. It's coming up with 51. Probably by the end of this reading, I'll be able to look. Oh, yep, see, 5-1. And the card pops out. Bam, Aries again. I am 13, and it fell out with the lunar eclipse. Change. I am change. Very Aquarian. That's 43 and 13. We had 626. Now we got one 343, which is 56. Another 6. Adds up to 88. Oh, then we had Hathor is 14, 102. And damn, I guess last show since I looked. We got a 26 again. Second house, owning. What are we owning? Up to ourselves. This is money. Adds up to 128. 11. Let's get 2 cards from here. Oh man, it's getting hot. Yeah, transformation of light. The age of light. It's talking about Aquarius. All this Mars energy is being transformed into focus and movement rather than chaos and anger and force. Things are changing. Why did I just choke up? Things are changing. Please do. Please. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. And you've been training for this for lifetimes. If you're here, we're here. We got a nice little house going here. Well, ain't these so pretty? Pretty cars. Oh shit, I pulled out the Queen of Pentacles. Now I'm getting interrupted. Damn, I'm done with my job for the day. I only had one check-in so far. We pulled up the Queen of Pentacles and, hey, just came in, boom. I collected a bunch of money for the hotel from the accounts receivable, my boss, and the one that she had doing it before. The one she had doing it before just said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Even when the boss would be like, well, see, the phone here doesn't work to call out. You have to use your own phone. And the boss has asked her, like, hey, there's this ticket or whatever. Can you call this guest and take hers? No. God damn. I wish I could say no to everybody and get to keep my job and sit here and fuck around on my phone. I mean, I do my own thing anyway. But shit. How the fuck do you get away with that? Just say no. No. Okay. God damn. Some people got it so fucking easy. You drive mom's car and everything. Fuck, I gotta walk. Well, and lately, thanks to my boss, she's been picking me up. This is not working a graveyard shift. She can take me home in the morning too. That's a blessing. Kind of. I mean, I use the exercise. Well, this is positive. So you got the Queen of Pentacles. I see this as very fortunate on our venture, becoming pillars of light. This is a blessing from the universe. And she lines it up with her knave handing out money to the poor, taking care of people. He's holding a scale in one hand, and there's nothing on the scale. So he's holding the balance. He's handing out the money to those that don't have it. That's power. That's love. I'm going 2 from this deck and 2 from the other deck. Don't call her. Call her good. We're reminded. See, this Queen, see, it's funny. See, he has all this money up top, right? Here's all his pentacles. It's like money rains from heaven. It's whatever, you know. Oxygen. And he's just like, oh, here, I can give you some oxygen. The Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting on a throne, And she has one pentacle. That's her baby. That's the dream, the one pentacle. Reminding, kind of what I was saying about a woman's spot on the cross, of how she ain't got shit without him. He's the one that comes home and nurtures her, whether she has that one pentacle or not. Can't really see it, but in some ways, I mean, it's however anyone wants to look at it, but I believe that society needs to have this polar shift where women, in some ways, have to take this role as the Queen of Pentacles. Where they're, yeah, judge, jury, executioner, okay, now fucking carry it like a man too, you know? And it has to hold down those positions of power. But with all the money in the world, yeah, she can go buy herself 100 pairs of shoes, have all the gold she wants. She could, you know, buy children from Africa to say she has kids. She could even, like, you know, not even marry anybody and have 10 baby daddies, you know, but, and then keep the kids and say, you know, well, there's love. I'm just keeping the kids. See, I have power. You don't have to pay the child support. Look, I got all the money. But then, you said as like a singer, a star. But it makes sense that high and low have to meet. So then ultimately, she needs a ground. She has all the ground, but she has none of it. And then a man that doesn't care about the stuff necessarily and is embraced on that cross for right and about the commitment, whether she, you know, she loses her fame or all her pentacles or whatever in the future, he's what she needs. And he's the one that's gonna be the balance to meter out the money. And at the same time, so she doesn't need to blow the money on stuff because she just needs him. And to elevate the men who have to stand in their power, high, low, rich, poor, whatever, that she knows she can count on for anything. When she can buy anything. But she can't buy a man like that. Then power is balanced. What threw itself out here? I see this as her father. This King of Wands is this very wealthy woman's father. And a proposition of some kind of marriage and pact. Look, there's a great festivity going on. You know, the bridesmaids, you got all these wine glasses, whatever. And their union is all that matters. All the festivities, that's for everybody else. We're together. They can enjoy it. We've had our fun. We just need each other. Let's go sit out in the moonlight and just enjoy each other's company. Wow. We don't have to put on a show for nobody. The world doesn't matter. Your dad will be happy. He can sit in there and oversee the festivities or whatever, get as fucked up as he wants. And know, damn, my girl's taken care of. And I know whether I have a son or not, my house is safe. And all that we built together is protected. Damn, that's got to be a good feeling. And two more. It looks like we're gonna run right up exactly to an hour. Ooh, there's two cards. Yeah. And then we have the high school romance, imbalance and truth, where both of them can shine. And this also goes for the aspects within oneself. Within each has a masculine and feminine aspect. And so this, in a sense, would be being firm and in one status of power, however that is, and overseeing everything to go balanced in accordance for all. We have our Empress, Miss Sexy Pants, and we got our Pop, our young dad here, his Page of Pentacles. Pillars of society. It's interesting how this Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting here. She got her baby, her one pentacle. It's everything. She's looking down. And she's surrounded by beauty and such. She doesn't necessarily look happy. And the Empress is the energy between these two. You got this Page, which kind of is another aspect of here, where sure he's got all his money in mind, he's just handing it out, but no. Ultimately, these two go together. He's the mother of invention, and she's the loom, and vice versa. Balance in relationship. There's a star. Of course, Dad had to show up. And who's this? It's Aries energy. I don't know if that's what everyone else would say, but it's definitely Aries in my mind. So we got Mars, 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 and Mars. And there we have it. Pillars of society. Balanced relationships within, balanced relationships with each other. But it really has to come down to the unit, which is the couple. Coming together from opposites into balance. And equals, but of different levels, creating the balance so that everything can flow along those tracks.